Anthony Bourdain is known for many things, one of which is his iconic mortadella sandwich. But what if we tried making it even better? Well, buckle up because today we're making an upgraded mortadella sandwich. I'm gonna show you how to make Anthony Bourdain's traditional version, and then we're gonna make our own version that has delicious, mouth-watering pickled onions and insane pistachio pesto that's super easy to make. And in the end, we're gonna figure out whose version's better, Anthony Bourdain's or mine. But first, who am I? My name's Xander Mason and I love to cook. It's something I've been doing for years now and I want to inspire you to try out my recipes. Now let's get to cooking. Now first things first, we're going to be making Anthony Bourdain's traditional mortadella sandwich. Now for our meat, we're going to be using mortadella, obviously. And I feel like the internet is playing a joke on me because I saw online you're supposed to be eating it by layering it in your mouth like this. Either way, for our bread, we're going to be using some brioche buns. Now, Anthony Bourdain traditionally uses Kaiser rolls or sourdough, but my grocery store was out of both, so we had to improvise a little. I'll start by slicing my bread in half, and then I'll bring a pan to medium heat, and look at how gorgeous my pan looks. It's freshly cleaned since the last video I made. Now I'm gonna melt a little bit of butter and throw down my buns so it absorbs it all and begins to start toasting. After about a minute later, you should have some lightly toasted buns. I'll next lay down 3 stacks of 3 slices of mortadella, and it's important how you lay them down into your pan. You wanna fold it into the pan on top of one another. This will provide an uneven browning, which is actually what you want because it'll give you a variety of textures when you bite into it. Now after browning one side for 2 to 3 minutes, I'll give them a flip and look at how stunning it looks. I'll toast the other side now for another 2 to 3 minutes, but 1 minute before pulling it off the heat, I'll lay down 2 slices of provolone cheese. While the cheese melts, I'll spread a nice layer of mayo on my top bun and Dijon mustard. Oh shit, what happened? Why'd I do that? I just threw it everywhere. And Dijon mustard on my bottom bun. Once the cheese is nice and boobly and melted, I'll move each of my stacks on top of one another and then I'll place them in my sandwich, followed by our top bun, and that's it. You now have Anthony Bourdain's signature mortadella sandwich. Cutting my knife through it reveals an absolutely beautiful cross section which has meat stacking high on top of each other like a beautiful mountain. But now it's time to try this sucker to see our competition. Alrighty, we have Anthony Bourdain's version of a mortadella sandwich. His favorite sandwich, supposedly. Oh my god. This is so good. The mortadella is juicy and fatty and full of flavor. And when you fry it in the pan and give it that crust, oh my lord, it's introducing more flavors and textures that I didn't even know it was possible with such a simple cooking technique. This is phenomenal in its simplicity. Now, can we beat it? I hope. Let's find out. It's going to actually be kind of hard to beat. Now for our upgraded version, we're going to be making 2 ingredients to enhance the flavor of our sandwich. The first being delicious pickled onions and the second being an amazing pistachio pesto. Let's first get to work on our pickled onions, and this is super quick and easy, so pay attention. You're going to grab 1 large onion, cutting both the stem and the root and splitting that sucker in half, peeling the outside skin off. From there, you're going to give your onion thin cuts from root to stem. You can use a mandolin if you want, but I prefer this rustic, uneven cut. And no, I'm not just saying that because I'm trying to hide the fact that I very unevenly cut my onions in this video. Once your onions are cut, stuff them into a food-safe container or a glass jar. You'll next grab a small pot, and look at how gorgeous this sucker is. I also gave it a thorough cleaning and scrubbing. But in your beautiful pot, pour in 1 cup of water as well as 1 cup of distilled white vinegar, followed by a strong pinch of salt. Set your pot on high heat until the sugar is dissolved and the liquid is about to boil. You'll then carefully pour that hot liquid into your container, and now you have pickled onions. It should be good within an hour, but if you leave it overnight in the fridge, it's going to taste even better. Now let's quickly make our pistachio pesto, but first watch me stupidly pour all my dill on the floor. I just poured it off on the ground like an idiot. No, I poured all my dill on the ground. My dill, no! In a food processor, you'll pour in 1 cup or 140 grams of pistachios, followed by half a cup or 30 grams of freshly grated Parmesan cheese, half a cup or 100 grams of olive oil, 3 cloves of garlic, the zest of 1 lemon, and the juice of 3/4 of that lemon, or 32 grams. My grocery store didn't have fresh basil, so I had to use this pre-chopped fresh basil, but you'll throw in 1/3 of a cup or 12 grams of basil, along with 1/3 of a cup or 10 grams of dill. Give it a decent pinch of salt, followed by a few cranks of black pepper, and then blend. This should come together fairly quickly, like 15 to 30 seconds, but don't overdo it. You don't want to turn it into a paste. You want little bits of pistachio chunks to still be there. I'll give it a little taste, and here is my reaction. Oh my God. Oh my God, yes. I am such a fan of this right now. Phenomenal. Holy cow. I'll pour it into a container, and now you have an amazing pistachio pesto that will 100% elevate our sandwich. Speaking of sandwiches, it's time to move on to our version of a mortadella sandwich. Now we're gonna toast our bread the same as we did before, and we're gonna crisp up 3 stacks of 3 slices of mortadella the same way as well. But this time, we're gonna be excluding the provolone cheese. Now on our bottom bun, we're gonna spread a nice layer of our pistachio pesto, followed by gently placing an even distribution of our pickled onions. I'll place our 3 stacks of mortadella meat on top of that, followed by splitting some burrata cheese in half and then nestling it on top of our meat. I'll sprinkle some lightly crushed pistachios for optional decor, and then I'll drizzle a little bit of sweet honey on top of that before crowning it with our top bun, and you are now done. You now have an absolutely amazing, super beefy, full of flavor, upgraded version of Anthony Bourdain's mortadella sandwich. Splitting this sucker in half reveals a beautiful cross section that just has layers of deliciousness waiting for you to take a bite out of. Now there's only one thing left to do, which is try this sucker to see if it's better than Anthony Bourdain's. And now we have an upgraded version, or my version, of a mortadella sandwich. Okay. Holy cow. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually insane. That pistachio pesto with the pickled onions and then the burrata on top with a little drizzle of sweet honey. Oh my Lord. Hold on. I gotta try the other one. Give me a second. This is Anthony Bourdain's version. I gotta try his one more time. Okay, so both of them are absolutely insane. But I'm not gonna lie, I actually prefer my version way more. It's just got way more complexity to it. It's got so much more flavors, so much more acidity, a little bit more creaminess to it with the burrata. It's just, oh, it's just so good. Now, there are some caveats to this though. Anthony Bourdain's version is so good in its simplicity. This is so easy to make. This takes all of 5 to 10 minutes to make. This version takes a lot more time. You gotta make the pickled onions and you gotta make the pesto, which thankfully, if you are putting that extra work into the sandwich, it makes it a better tasting sandwich. Both are amazing. It's just a matter of what you have time for. Either way, these are both phenomenal sandwiches, and I'm happy I got to finally try Anthony Bourdain's version. Without this guy, this wouldn't be possible, I feel like. Rest in peace to GOAT himself, Anthony Bourdain. Give this a shot or give his a shot. Either way, I just want you guys to get cooking. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you did. If you want to see last week's video where we made a $2 Spam Mazubi, the link is right here. Thank you and have a wonderful rest of your day.